Hi, welcome to Ways to Love Your Money. I'm Elisabeth Dawson, and I have a great guest today that I think you'll love. She is a female entrepreneur here in the San Diego area, and she's going to be launching her own podcast soon. So we're excited to have her here, and this is Miss Krystin Krebs. And welcome. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So there's a lot of different things that are kind of on your plate that you're wanting to look at, but I want to get to know you a little bit more. I want our audience to get to know you a little bit more. And, what brought you to this place in time?
I went to college in San Francisco.
Okay.
I studied at the Academy of Art University. I majored in interior architecture and design. And then when I had graduated, actually, my mom ended up getting cancer, so I ended up moving home for a little bit to help her get better. She got much better.
Good.
Good. But so then I decided, I've always loved San Diego, so I started looking at jobs in the area and started working for a model home company for a little bit. And yeah, so that's how I ended up
Well, and I know
here.
you kind of graduated at a very interesting time in our economy.
I did.
I read something that it said that you actually graduated from college around the beginning of the recession.
Yes.
And you were kind of having a hard time to find a job.
Yep.
And you had some student loans. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So because I went to a private college, my tuition was definitely much higher than most others.
Sure.
So I graduated with $90,000 in student debt. And then because there were no jobs available, I was kind of living off of credit.
Okay.
So then I ended up getting about $15,000 into credit card debt.
Wow.
So
Did anyone ever teach you kind of any formal knowledge about, living on credit cards or that kind of behavior financially or anything like that? No.
I wish.
And some of the things that you told me too in your biography is that you grew up in a household where you kind of had a little bit more of a privileged life, but you didn't realize it when you were younger because you thought it was just the norm, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, every summer when I was a kid, I would always travel the world with my family. And I always thought that was a normal thing that kids did. Sure. Some people went to summer schools. I went and traveled Europe. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it was definitely a different lifestyle. Money kind of seemed like it grew on trees. So I didn't understand credit. I didn't understand debt. I didn't understand what kind of payments I was looking at when I would graduate. So
mom and dad didn't put money aside for you for college, or they probably did, but there was a little bit left over for you, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And you were kind of going, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a son that just graduated from college. So he's like, well, Mom, you got to go on to the studentloans.gov and see what my loans are. I go, no, that's actually your job.
Yeah.
But yes, it's eye-opening. It's very eye-opening.
It is, yeah, especially when you get that first couple bills that come in.
So how did you create a success story to help pay off those bills?
Well, with my credit cards, I actually ended up, I started with one credit card and rolled that, debt onto another credit card and just kind of snowballed.
Oh,
so,
boy. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it better now?
It is much better now,
Okay.
yes.
So your relationship with money is a little bit different than it was when you were,
yes.
22?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It all changed when I read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because it not only taught me about real estate, which is my industry, but also about financing.
Sure.
So, yeah, I ended up, snowballing that credit card debt onto it until I got it to about $15,000 in debt. So
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And then I took out a personal loan to be able to pay that off because I couldn't get credit anymore because my credit score was so low because I was maxing out all these cards.
Wow.
So,
and I know you wanted to kind of share with people too that even when things like this happen in life, it's a true life story. That they're, financial education is really important. I know you were wanting to kind of share a little bit about that.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I wish I would have been taught that so much younger.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten so
tell me a little bit about your career life now. So you have this degree in art and interior design, things that you're doing right now. You've worked for, model homes. You've worked for custom kitchens and bathrooms. You've done a lot of different things, a lot of different flavor. What do you want to share about what you're doing today?
Well, right now I am specializing in ADU design, so additional dwelling units or accessory dwelling units, depending on where you are. But they're also called granny flats.
Okay.
So it's a great way to be able to help the housing shortage that's happening right now in California.
Sure.
So, it's just garage conversions and things like that to be able to allow more people to live in the area where they want to and where they work.
So are you getting involved in the actual design, like the architectural design?
A little bit. I do a lot of space planning, and then I select the finishes.
Okay.
And the finishes are really important because if you're building a granny flat for a granny or for a family member who's aging and they want to age in place,
Sure.
It's very important to pick certain materials because there are different toxins and things that are released, off-gassing and things like that from products that you put in your house. So it can, it may not affect us because we're healthy, but someone who is older, who is more prone to be becoming more sick, those definitely can affect their life.
Well, we even have people that are so active in doing this right now, and it's not just for them, it's to actually build the granny flat for the way they want it, so they can move into it and rent their big house.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of an interesting place that you're at right now.
It is, yeah.
But so can you just take a shell then, and you can do the actual plan design inside in the shell, and then create that?
Yes.
So they wouldn't have to go to an architect for those pieces? Is that kind of how it would work?
You'd still want to go to an architect because you're going to want to go through the permit process and everything like that, and the architect's drawings will get you there. Okay. I kind of assist the architect in a lot of ways.
Okay.
I kind of help space plan it so that it flows really well, so you get plenty of storage and the certain finishes and things like
That's
that.
Great. That's great. So project design, that's wonderful because not every interior designer is a project designer.
Yes, that's very true.
So it's great. That's great. So you have relationships with architects, you have relationships with contractors and all those types of people, I would imagine?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I actually put on educational events with a contractor and a lender here in town. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's kind of fast forward to that. So what do those educational workshops kind of look like? What are they? How long are they? What do they?
They're about an hour, and they happen once a month. It's just me. I talk about design and finishes and things like that.
Okay.
The contractor talks about what the construction process looks like, what it costs, how long it takes. And then often we have a guest speaker. Last time we had Jared Bassler from Basis Studio. He's an architect.
Okay.
And then we have our lender who talks about financing.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Good little combo.
Yeah.
I heard you also wrote a book recently.
I did.
Okay.
I've been very busy.
Okay, good. So tell me a little bit about your book.
It's called How to Organize and Declutter Your Home.
Oh, wow. I think everyone needs that help.
True.
Myself included.
I talk about the psychology of it mainly because clutter is one of the biggest sources of anxiety for most people. So I talk about how to be able to process that, not only on a psychological level, not that I have a psychology degree or anything, but just surface level stuff. And then I talk about how you can kind of organize and declutter your space to make you feel better.
Well, that's great. Can they hire you to come do it for them too?
Or
is this more of a DIY kind of thing? You got to figure it out.
It is a DIY, but I do have a lot of contacts who are professional organizers. So.
Well, that's good. I mean, I think people need to know that because there are so many different things. Life gets really hectic and crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
So the junk drawer becomes something bigger. We talk about that in our financial world. The junk drawer is where everything, financially kind of goes and you wonder what's there, but you don't really remember what's there. And talk about anxiety disorders. These are things when we talk about money too. Women especially, we have a money anxiety disorder.
Yes.
Just because the scarcity, causes of all those kinds of nightmares for a lot of people out there. But it just depends the way we were raised. You kind of had a different story, which I think a lot of people went through. So I appreciate you sharing your story. Yeah. So as a woman, business owner, business entrepreneur, what are your kind of goals with your business and what you want to accomplish and what you want to achieve?
I definitely want to grow. I'm looking to probably have about 5 designers on my team altogether.
Okay.
At the moment, it's just me, so I got big goals. But I am definitely looking to grow, and I would love to work on some more ADUs and be able to kind of help out with that housing shortage.
So right now on these ADUs for this housing shortage, about how many of those types of projects are you working on right now?
There are 3 that are up and coming.
Okay.
There were a lot of laws that actually just passed this last Friday that have changed a lot of the regulations that we can. Okay. So it's kind of expanded our options, which is great.
Well, what are some of those? What are some of those new rules, I guess, that came to play?
The Senate Bill SB 13 actually just passed through the Senate. It's now going up to the governor's table, but that actually relieves the HOA from putting restrictions on having ADUs.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So now I want to talk about that offline with you. Okay. Yes. That would be very interesting.
Yeah. Okay. And they've also lifted the owner occupancy limitations.
Okay.
So you used to only be able to have an owner occupied property, whether you live in the ADU or you live in the primary. But now you can have investment properties that have ADUs.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
More passive income.
Yes. Well, a lot of people love real estate, especially in
Yes.
California.
Yes.
All across the country, really. So that
Yeah.
love affair with real estate, that's one more way that they can actually expand.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that the Airbnb and all these other rental, opportunities are a big opportunity for people as well. So,
They
well,
are.
good. Well, it
Yeah.
sounds like you have a passion for this. This
I
is
do.
great. This is
Yeah,
great.
thank you.
Well, good. Is there anything else you'd like to share? A little fun fact about you, or?
Just a random little fun fact is
Okay.
that I've been to 23 countries. Because I did mention
Wow.
I've been to a lot of countries. So.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what was your favorite country?
Costa Rica. by
Costa
far.
Rica. Okay. Did you go down there for any particular reason, or was it just vacation, fun?
Just vacation. I
Okay.
think we spent about 2 weeks, and we just kind of traveled from across the country.
Okay.
Really. So it
Okay.
was
So that's
fun.
exciting.
Yeah,
That's
it was.
exciting. Was there a number two?
A number 2 trip.
Yeah, a number two favorite place. Yeah.
Oh,
favorite
gosh,
country.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a tough
So
one.
Costa Rica was your top. That's really exciting to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great. That's great. My son did a missions trip there many, many years ago and loved it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Very
good.
cool.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I think it's been fantastic. I wish you the very best in your future endeavors, because it sounds like there's quite a few coming down the pike.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you are in a position where you want more information about these ADUs and you want to talk to Krystin herself, we'll make sure that you get her information. Just give us a call. And it sounds like these new laws that are going to happen are going to take a lot of restrictions from people being able to do these opportunities in their own property, in their own backyard, literally, or even out of their garage. How could they do this before without the restrictions? So now with some of these restrictions that are coming off, that's going to be pretty amazing. I'm actually intrigued myself by a few of them. So we're going to have lots of questions. Research these things, especially with the idea that you could, potentially rent your property, or you can really expand for an elderly parent, or even a sibling or a brother, whatever it might be. Just think about those things as an option, because so many times we love our families, but we don't necessarily have the space to be able to take care of them. So think about this. I know you're going to want to have more and more information. Start, researching it. Again, I always say, come and give us a call. We'll get you in touch with Krystin. But I think it'll be fantastic for you to actually do a little bit more research at that cutting edge knowledge that just actually happened this last week. So we can't wait till it fully passes Sacramento for here in California. But just imagine what's going to happen in other states along the way too. It doesn't have to be your primary residence. It sounds like it could also be an investment property as well. So own your real estate, do things with it, have fun with it, and expand, grow your potential for income, grow your potential for even more real estate wealth, because the more square footage you add on, the more wealth you're going to create. So with that said, we love having you on the show today, and we just want to make sure that we give an open invitation to other people that want to come on the show to reach out to us at 619-640-2622. Hopefully, if you're a professional in our area, you want to give something, some basic knowledge, or even just some cutting edge news, so that we can keep people abreast to what's going on right now in our community, as well as nationwide. So take care, San Diego. I'll talk to you soon. And the rest of the world, we hope that you are listening. The information provided in this show is for informational and educational purposes only. This show is not investment advice, nor is it intended to address the financial needs of any particular viewer. The opinions expressed on this show are not intended to be an endorsement of any particular investment strategy or service of any other kind. You must make an independent decision regarding investments or strategies mentioned throughout the show. Before acting on information in this show, you should consider whether it is suitable for your particular situation and strongly consider seeking advice from a financial advisor.